Good morning, what a beautiful day. We're going to Cambridge. 108 miles. Let's see how we go. Good morning, everybody. I am halfway to Cambridge. What? Oh man. Oh, what a nightmare. So this GoPro's been really annoying me this morning, and I should have just pulled the battery out and reset it. That's what I should have done. I should have known it was going to be a problem because it wasn't connecting to my phone. I couldn't frame the image. You could be cut. My head could be completely chopped off. The camera could be sideways because I just kind of put it on and thought, do you know what? Stuff it. So we're having a leisurely drive to Cambridge. It's not rush hour. I've got a meeting at 10:30. So, you know, we should make it in plenty of time. We're going to a park and ride because I'm going to the university, and there's a nice park and ride just by the university, and there's some charge points. But we actually might not need the charge points because when I set off this morning, this car had 166 miles of range. So if that's the case, we should get there and back with, you know, 50 odd miles left, 50, maybe 58 miles left. Now, I don't think that's going to happen because I don't think the GOM is that good. My wife drives this car mostly. I bike to work, and during the week we potter around in it. So the GOM is probably expecting a nice pedestrian drive. Which it's, well, you know, it's going to get a nice drive, but it's going to be 70 miles an hour all the way, so we'll see what that has an effect on the range. We might not need a charge, but we're going to a park and ride. There are some 7 kilowatt chargers there, some Polar 7 kilowatt chargers, and there's plenty of rapid chargers en route. So let's see how it goes. This is a bit of a test, really, because the last time I took the car on a dual carriageway drive, and I was extolling its virtues. The one thing I kind of missed out was actually how the GOM had completely failed to do any kind of accurate prediction of mileage. So I was driving it well within the range, but I wasn't driving sort of smoothly, you know, so I wasn't being easy on the throttle, that kind of thing. I was being quite hard on the throttle because I knew the round trip was, you know, maybe, I think it's 24 miles, 24, 25 miles maybe, if I'm honest, probably a bit less, so, you know, let's call it 50 miles. By the time I got back, I think it had used 80 miles of range on the GOM, so, you know, not particularly good. Now, I think my driving style, you know, that day, because I knew I was only doing 50 miles, I just kind of drove it, you know, quite hard. Now today, I'm not. I've just got long stretches of dual carriageway, so I'm just driving at 70 miles an hour. It's, you know, a pretty boring drive. The A14 is clear. The day is beautiful. The sun is out. It's warm. So, you know, it's all good, all things good. So we're going to see how good the GOM is, and we're going to see if I do need to charge it at the destination. I probably will, just to put a bit in, just as a test. I've not been to a Polar charge point before, so it would be nice just to kind of visit it and see that it works and see how the Polar app works and all of that kind of stuff. So. You know, hopefully that will go well and that will be another experience. So yeah, let's so tag along. We're here, found the charge point after a little bit of looking. We've got 64 miles left on the GOM, so we've used 100 and what did we have? 66? Yeah, I think so. It's like 105 miles or something like that. So we've used that and we've done 54 miles. So but yeah, let's get this on the charge point, see if we can get that going. So to show you what I'm doing on my phone here, let's have a look at the Polar app. So as you can see on the map, it lists the charge points, and you can see them there. Annoyingly, in this actual location, I don't know whether they've moved the charge points since the app was created, or they've just literally put them in the wrong place, because where these two little things are here, that is not actually where the Charge Master charge points are. It's actually over here. And hence why I had a bit of a struggle to find where the charge points are. You then have to select the charge point either off the map or off the list. So if we go back, you can see up in the top right hand corner, you can see the nearby charge points. I don't think it works particularly well with the map. I think there should be a QR code, or you should just be able to enter the number of the charge points staring in the face. Well, the one I parked near was 10788, so we can see that's 10788. So you can select the charge point you've got. The charge point itself has got a number on it. Then you hit start charge. Then the app starts to wait. So it has a conversation. It sends some information into the network that you're asking for a charge. Then it keeps polling just to check that the charge has begun, and then once it has begun, the charge will start. So we're back in the car. I've been so 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, so a couple of hours, and got back to the car. It's been charging fine as I've been out. We're at 83%. That's one thing that does annoy me, actually. Unless you check in the app, it doesn't actually tell you on the dash here. Maybe there's a setting, I don't know, but by default anyway, it doesn't tell you how many miles that is until you stop charging. But anyway, we've got plenty. We're nearly back up to 90%. So even though this is a 7 kilowatt charger, yeah, we're good to go. So maybe I did something wrong there, don't know, but I couldn't get the cable out of the charge point. And when I went into the app hadn't really registered that I had a session going. So I don't know if I'm going to be charged for this charge or not. So I have got charge, but when I tried to disconnect the post, the app was like hung in a state where it didn't know that I was charging. It still said it was waiting for the charge to begin. So I had to phone the customer service line. It didn't take long. I got straight through, and they disconnected me remotely. So all good. Not ideal, clearly not ideal, especially if it takes a long time to get through the contact center and stuff. So yeah, clearly I like the fact that the cable is secured, but I think it's kind of unnecessary. I think for the fact that everything's type 2 these days, you know, just put type 2 cables on. This is a slow charger, so you know, you're not gonna, it's not DC, so you know, why bother? But anyhow, we're all good now, so let's get on and go. Right, homeward bound. Okay, so we're back, and we've got 29 miles left on the GOM. I will put the figures here because I can't be bothered to work that out. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd say that the GOM is a bit optimistic, but it did flatten out towards the end. But still, if you're looking to maximise the range, you're going to have to drive it sensibly. Well, more than sensibly, you're going to have to drive it not at 70 all the while if you want to achieve that range there. So yeah, take it with a pinch of salt, the old Gues-O-Meter. That's why it's called a Gues-O-Meter. But yeah, hopefully that was useful, and give it a like, and we'll see you in the next one.
Ooh, prezzies.